What is going on, everyone? That is episode 9 of the Phenomenal Podcast. Very special guest with me today, my very own cousin, Roy Holdford. He is a hunter and something I know nothing about, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And you have a pretty booming YouTube channel now. I'm very proud to see it. I was checking out some channel stats. Do you use vidIQ? Have you heard of that?
I don't. I just use
Okay.
like the analytics within
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, vidIQ is great if you want to look it up after this, but it looks like in the last month you've had 137,000 views, 700 new subscribers. And, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a good month for me on YouTube at least.
Yeah. So you are a hunter, my cousin. We've known each other our whole lives, and that's
Yep.
all I'm going to say about you. I'll let you introduce yourself a little more than what I'm going into. So take it away.
Yeah, so we're cousins, and I kind of just got into videography a bunch of years back, specifically within the hunting industry, and just kind of kept sticking with it, like making my own videos, and
Mm-hmm.
eventually landed an internship with the hunting public. They're like pretty well known. If
Mm-hmm.
I I will brag on the hunting public. When I go to trade shows, there
Mm-hmm.
is just like lines of people to get autographs and to talk to them. So like,
Really?
oh yeah, like it's they're honestly celebrities. It's pretty insane. And
That's
somehow
crazy.
it's honestly a pretty funny story how I ended up with them too, because I'll tell that story quick. So
Okay.
I applied for the internship at the
Mm-hmm.
hunting public in 2020, and I didn't get it.
Right.
Um, but I was like, what they do is they travel the country and they hunt public land, mostly
Mm-hmm.
turkeys and deer. And I was like, well, this just looks like the most fun thing that I could
Mm-hmm.
possibly do with my time. So I'm going to do it anyways, even if I didn't get my internship. Or the internship. So I started
Right.
my own channel, was making videos, getting like 200 views per video, but just
Yeah.
doing it for fun. And then I that year I traveled to Mississippi and Alabama and Tennessee, and I think I hunted like 27 days before I actually got one, and it was just like it was like my first year really even hunting
Yeah.
public land and like turkey hunting like hard like that. And it was just something totally different. I was super green. But
Yeah.
anyways, I ran in just by chance, ran into the hunting public in Alabama, and we shared camp. And then they shared camp for like 4 or 5 days, and then after the fact, they offered me the internship, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. That's
Did
definitely
when
what I
you ran
want.
into them, you were like, did you ask them or tell them like, "Hey, I just got rejected from your internship,"
No,
or
I didn't mention that part.
oh, okay.
No. But the guy, I guess, um, uh, one of the guys was just like, "Yeah, we had you as like one of the top 5 finalists or whatever." I never got an interview, but I
Hmm.
mean, when he was looking at my content again, I guess he had
Hmm.
recognized me from the year before. So
Ah,
yeah.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that you ran into them in 2021, a year
20,
after you applied.
yeah,
Okay, and that was your first turkey tour that you
yeah,
you went on. Okay,
yeah. That was
so
my turkey tour. This year is the fourth annual. So
so
been
it's an
doing,
annual trip.
yeah.
How long do they usually last?
Um, so I think the first one was like 39 days total. I
Living
think,
out of a van.
yeah. I think the second one was 40. Um, Last year was a little bit more than 40, and then this year might top out at like 60 something. So
Wow. Oh my
yeah,
gosh. Can you
yeah,
just give a little rundown of what that is? Because we kind of just jumped right in, like
yeah,
your
yeah.
turkey tours. Go give a little explanation.
Yeah, so on my YouTube channel, like my biggest series, I guess, is what I call the Turkey Van Tour, which is pretty much just go and live out of my van and hunt
Hmm.
turkeys for an extended amount of time in the spring. And that's not like it's I try to break up the trips.
Mm.
First year I did like a 20 some day trip and was like, that's just too long. Like
Right.
I'm ready to see my wife, my now wife. Like
Mm-hmm.
she definitely thinks I've been gone too long. So we've since found like the sweet spot to be like 12, 10 to 14 days, I'd say.
Okay.
So the trips in between that time frame is usually what I try to do now. So anyways, I've kind of followed the seasons. Like every state
Mm-hmm.
has different season start dates. So
Mm-hmm.
Florida is usually what I start with, on to like Mississippi, Alabama, and then kind of starts in the south and works your way up to the northeast and or
Mm-hmm.
to the west. But
Mm-hmm.
um, this is the fourth annual for that. I believe past 2 years I've done 8 states. This year I'll do 11, and
Mm.
pretty much document the whole series and post videos on my YouTube channel. I usually make around 20
Mm-hmm.
videos a year. I think this one hoping for like 35, but
Wow.
yeah, hoping to ramp it up just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Turkey Van Tour 24 playlist you have. And, I mean, you're averaging probably like 9,000 views a video, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
I had some of those do really really well, and
yeah,
it's the whole like it's so specifically niche, like
yeah.
how I guess viewership changes in the spring. Like you get
Mm-hmm.
probably from like people really start watching turkey videos from like March 1st to like the third week of April. And then after that, viewership just kind of tanks off.
Oh,
Because,
wow.
yeah, and turkey season it'll go until the end of May. But I mean, you think about it like when I watch turkey videos, it's because I'm not turkey hunting and I want to be. So I'm
Right.
watching somebody turkey hunt. By the third week of April, like pretty much everywhere in the country, turkey season has finally come in. People are
Oh, yeah.
getting to turkey hunt, and
Right.
so they're not watching as many turkey hunts as there are. So
That
there's a
makes
very
sense.
short window of time where you just have to like that window of time. I am just like literally hunting for 6 to 7 hours a day, and then I will turn around and edit until like midnight, 1 in the morning. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
just trying to make the most of that time frame, because and
Right.
this year I did a really good job of it, and it's definitely showed because my viewership's way up. So
Yeah. I mean, big. I think it said like 250,000, not 50,000, 250% viewership month over month, 200% subscriber growth, which is incredible.
yeah,
Um, do you see your old videos like start to get views from last year around that time? People are like, oh,
yeah,
it's getting to that season, so now old videos are picking back up.
yeah, that definitely happens. Not a ton. I'd
Mm-hmm.
say like the popular ones, the ones that have like high watch time when they in the first 24 hours and had like a high click through rate, like those will
Mm-hmm.
get picked back up during that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe might get another 1 or 2 thousand views. It's nothing crazy,
Yeah.
um, but it's all interesting to see. Just diving into YouTube analytics,
Dude.
it's a rabbit hole for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, analytics on anything is a rabbit hole. But I'm just starting out in my content creation game. So, I'm 70 subscribers strong, nowhere close to monetization and everything, but I'm already and I sometimes I look at videos that I post and I know I'm not going to get any views right now. It's just
Mhm.
trying to build consistency and whatnot, but I'm still like, "Oh, I wonder how many people watch this video or what the click-through rate was and things like that." So,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine having like a successful video,
Uh-huh.
you know. I could
Well, I mean, it only takes like one really good one to
yeah,
just kind of get things rolling, and then
right.
the main thing is to just like, and I think what really helped me this year was I had, I just had like a good luck and a bunch of like really good content that I could post back to back to back, and then
Hmm.
that momentum carried me like pretty far.
Right.
Um, and I'm continuing. There's probably 10 days where I didn't post a video, and I
Hmm.
can tell my momentum is kind of slipping a little bit. Also, like the peak viewership is within turkey hunting, that
Hmm.
culture is dropping as well. So
Yeah.
I'm and what I normally do when that happens is I'll save the rest of my videos. So I've posted 12. I'll probably end up posting 14 this year.
Hmm.
Save the rest to post like in February and early March. Uh,
Mm.
and that's how that that's just how I try to make the most of the viewership. Um,
Yeah.
like my trip will go until the end of May, but I just won't post any of that stuff till next year.
That makes sense. Do you do
Hmm.
any other type of like advertising or anything like that, or you just let the algorithm try to do its thing?
I don't do any advertising for that.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, outside of that, I advertise myself as a freelance videographer and editor within
Yeah.
the industry. So I do that as well. But in terms of for my specific YouTube,
Gotcha.
don't do any marketing.
Do you do anything other than turkey videos for yourself, or is that just like what you love to do, and so that's what you? I haven't watched a ton of your stuff in a while,
Yeah,
so.
I mean, that's the main thing.
Hmm.
Um, I made 5 deer videos in 2022 that I was pretty proud of. Honestly,
Hmm.
they do really well. Like
Hmm.
within the hunting community, there's probably 5 or 6 more times the amount of deer hunters as there
Yeah.
are turkey hunters. So
Right.
my deer videos, honestly, they average more views than my turkey videos, but I definitely enjoy the turkey hunting more.
Right.
I still try to post deer hunting videos, but 20 fall of 2023 last year I got married and went back to school all in the same fall, so I really didn't have that much time to hunt and make content
Yeah.
anyways. But this year I will try to post more deer
Nice.
videos.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
did know you got married because I was there, but I didn't know you went back to school. So,
Hmm.
what are you studying? Are you still doing that, or?
No, I finished up last
Oh,
fall.
cool.
I got my degree in professional writing and a journalism minor, which I
Nice.
don't know what I will do with that because I really like video stuff, and that's kind of the direction my career is headed. But got the
Right.
degree nonetheless. So
Yeah, but I mean, that type of, I guess it still helps. Like the creativity, like figuring out how to write and whatnot. I don't know if you really needed to go to school to do that, but you did, so that's cool. That's fine. But it should help with video descriptions and invoking emotion and things like that, and creativity in general. So
yeah,
it's crazy how important a good like thumbnail is, or a title, or things like that to help you get people to even click on your video.
oh yeah,
Uh,
it's an art to it for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, you're
And
so good.
I just honestly the best thing to do is to just like look at stuff within your niche and
Right.
outside of it, and
Hmm.
just see like what people are putting out and how it performs,
Yeah.
and look at it how it performs under the scope of like how do their normal videos perform, and then why is this one like exponentially getting more views
Right.
than their other videos.
Yeah. Oh man, I think it's funny that like content creation and stuff like that has become like an actual career path that people can take,
Yeah.
and it's so hard to do.
Hmm.
And so like the average person, they think they hear someone who makes money on YouTube, they're like, oh, I can do that. That's fine. I can film myself. I can do things. And I don't think people realize how hard it is
Oh, dude.
to.
It's like, I mean, if you really want to dissect it,
Hmm.
I'll probably spend. I mean, between the initial gathering of gear, cameras and such,
Yep.
the cost of that,
Oh,
the the
crazy.
time that I spent to gather the footage, which I enjoy doing,
Right.
I enjoy the whole process. That's why I do it, because it's
Hmm.
definitely not lucrative. Like the time I spend gathering the footage, and then the time I spend just like putting it on a drive, that's can take
Oh,
like to an hour, and then I'll spend another like I probably average like 5 hours per video, and then most of my videos make anywhere between like 50 to $200. So
yeah.
it's
Right.
and that's just YouTube ad revenue.
Yeah.
I will say, as a videographer, like everything I post on my YouTube channel is part of my portfolio. And
Hmm.
I get a lot of jobs from brands that follow the Turkey Van tour, even though
Right.
I'm a pretty small fish in the hunting industry. A lot
Hmm.
of big brands still see what I'm able to put out, and that's kind of how I get freelance jobs.
Yeah, that's great. And so I remember talking to our aunt about what you were trying to do, and she said, I don't, and this may not be true anymore, or may never been true, not sure, but she said that you're trying to be able to go on like big trips with people. Like people want to go like big game hunting or things like that, and they could hire you as their videographer and edit their videos for them. So like, are you doing that, or hasn't happened
No,
yet? Or?
it's mostly so when I do that kind of work, it's not somebody that's just like going on this like
Mhm.
trophy hunt or whatever they want. Like,
Yeah.
not somebody who's paying like an outfitter and then additionally paying me to
Hmm.
capture their personal hunt just so they can have it. The
Yeah.
What I do mostly is film for brands
Okay.
that have their own YouTube channels and platforms that they will then take that video and turn it around and try to make money off of it.
Hmm.
Um, or I'm dipping my toe into like I guess the marketing world, because just
Hmm.
capturing a hunt and then trying to trying to film for like a product that a brand wants promoted, those are two
Hmm.
different things. I haven't done
Sure.
much of the latter, but
Hmm.
uh, yeah, I lost my train of thought. But
Oh, you're good.
so,
That's cool, and that it's so cool. I mean, going back to the whole, being a content creator is a career path now. Like, it's cool that there's so many avenues that you can do. Once you get into it and you start making your own things, you start getting some affiliate marketing links and things like that, or you start, making videos for other people. It's all of a sudden that like the one thing you're doing can become a source of so many different revenue streams. Again,
yeah.
it's hard to get there, but it's it's cool. It's cool to see that you're on the path. And I mean, this year looks like you're doing well, which is great to see.
hmm
So
I also just just booked filming an elk hunt in late September of this year, so that's also
wow.
yeah, yeah. I'm excited about doing that, and hoping to secure book some more jobs for the fall, because usually I have nothing going on during
Hmm.
the summer, but from September to November are like
Yeah,
that's when I get jobs. So I try to do as many within that time frame as possible.
that's cool. Where's
hmm
that hunt at?
That'll be in Colorado.
Nice,
Yeah.
very cool.
hmm
Um, Man, Colorado's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is your wife gonna go with you, or is she gonna hold down the fort?
Um, we actually are going to vacation in
Hmm.
Colorado like the last week of August. So
Nice.
she'll probably stay home while I'm there, I guess,
Mm.
the tail end of September too. But
Yeah.
hmm
Dang.
yeah,
I've never traveled. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
no, we're trying to figure out a like a truck trailer camper
Hmm.
arrangement that could possibly work for I guess, my travel schedule because I travel so much for work,
Hmm.
and trying to figure out how she can come with me pretty much.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've never traveled that much for work. I've only had to go for 3 or 4 days at a time, and it's still just like, man, I don't like being away from home. I don't like being away from Josie or our dog.
Yeah.
And so, like, hearing you talk about now, it's only 10 to 14 days, but still, like, 28 days, 1 year at a time. Like, that's crazy. Uh,
Yeah. When I did my internship with the hunting public, it
mhm.
was the home base was in Iowa.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I tried to get home. I think I got home every month for 6 months. The internship was 6 months. I
Hmm.
made it home for like 3 or 4 days every month, but that was like the longest we've ever done long distance, and it was not fun.
Yeah, it's rough. I
Yeah.
mean, we did long distance when she was in college, but it was only a 2 hour drive from where I lived in Atlanta. So like I
Mhm.
went and saw her pretty much every weekend. So
Yeah.
uh,
It's I made the 21-hour drive one time. I
oh
flew
my gosh.
every time except this time. I
Uh
made the
huh.
21-hour drive, did it straight, and it was like one of the worst things I've ever
You
done.
drove 21 hours straight.
Yeah, it
Oh
was
my
not
gosh.
fun.
That's that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So your YouTube channel is Curl Hunts. If anybody listening to this wants to watch Roy turkey hunt, um, you totally should. I've watched a few of your videos, and they're well done, and your camera quality is awesome. I wish I could have a camera that nice.
Thank you.
Um, you're welcome. I like your thumbnails too. Looking through everything,
Hmm.
but yeah, man, where does curl come from? I don't know this.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, your hair is really curly, but
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of uh, came up as a nickname on my internship. One of the
mm,
guys, Aaron, started just calling me Curl, and then it kind of caught on. So
mm-hmm,
that's, I guess, when I first started my internship, my YouTube channel was called Black River Hunting, and
yeah,
I had been looking for a rebranding,
mm-hmm,
anyways, and then that just kind of caught on, and they had such a big following that that's like kind of what all of their followers were calling me as well. So that's just how I decided to market myself.
oh, I mean that makes a ton of sense. They have 655,000 subscribers on their
Oh,
YouTube channel.
oh
They're
yeah,
massive.
yeah, they're huge. Hmm.
Wow.
I mean, they're the biggest in the industry, probably.
That's so cool that you just happened to run into them, and then from there it turned into what it is. Do you still keep in touch with them?
Yeah, I hunted with them this year. I actually subcontracted for them for 10 days this year,
Oh,
filming in South Carolina.
sweet.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. That's
Roy was supposed to come hunt in Georgia and bring me along and show me the ropes, but he bailed on me again, so
yeah.
that didn't happen.
Well, that's when I was subcontracting. It was when I
Okay.
planned to come to Georgia,
Yeah.
but I ended up getting that job, and it was hunting with them. So I was just like, I'll do this, and
Yeah,
not
that
make
makes way
fun
more sense.
of myself for a little bit, but get a little extra money. So
Absolutely. And it makes more sense than trying to bring me on who has no idea what I'm doing and probably would
hey,
just ruin your hunt. So,
hey, I would love to take it. It's just that Georgia tag for non-residents is pretty expensive. So
is it?
yeah,
Oh,
it's like I average turkey license for
mhm.
non-residents is like $200 probably. I
Yeah.
think Georgia's is like 380, so it's a little,
It's almost double.
yeah, it's a little pricey.
Okay.
I
I
am
I
I do want to hunt there though. I just have to make everything else work.
yeah, no, that's totally fair. I know again, I know nothing about this stuff. So, is it does it have a good turkey hunting scene? Do people want to come here? Is that why the license is so expensive?
Um, I don't know if that's why the license is so expensive. It's
Hmm.
definitely like has a pretty rich hunting
Mm.
culture. Georgia does.
Yeah.
Um, I'd say Southern Georgia for sure.
Oh yeah.
And then
Not
I
where I live.
no, yeah. There's too many people around there.
Yeah.
um, but I really, I one of my favorite things is to turkey hunt in the Appalachian Mountains. So
Yeah.
that's the part of Georgia that I would want to go
Oh
and
yeah.
hunt and explore.
Absolutely. Blue Ridge is awesome. I don't go hunting there, but it's beautiful. It's cool to go visit. You get like a mountain house for the weekend,
Yeah,
Airbnb. It's sweet.
yeah, it's
Uh,
sweet.
I got to tell you a story. The church that we started going to, apparently, I think they said they have like 15 acres of land that the church owns,
Mm-hmm.
like pretty close to where I live, so in this populated area. But most of it's undeveloped. It's just like, you know, trees and woods and stuff.
Yep.
And so one of our pastors actually goes bow hunting on the land,
Back there.
and yeah, back there. And heard one time that him and his son were dragging a deer out of the woods to his truck, and like a group of sixth grade girls was like walking up to the church, and they're just like carrying this deer through the parking lot, um, and yeah, so it's people do stuff around here. I guess that's something you can do is just bow hunt on your own land,
Yeah,
but
yeah. A lot
yeah,
of people do that. I mean, most people do that. Most people don't hunt public land like I do.
yeah,
Um, but there's also a lot of people that so if you want to look up, they're called Seek One.
hmm
They they do a lot of like urban hunting in Atlanta, and so
oh, I think I've heard of this. I'm gonna look it up after this, but
yeah,
uh,
they're actually they're I think their subscriber base is past the hunting public at this point,
okay,
but they yeah, they do a lot of that stuff around Atlanta, and I think they just like they pretty much like door knock on people's properties and just try to hunt these like little tiny strips of timber that deer are living in that people are not developing that land, and
uh-huh,
they end up like if for whatever reason like or the reason is because nobody else is hunting them. These deer don't have predators within the city limits,
right,
so they're living to be like super old, and their antlers just get enormous.
yeah,
Like they're shooting giant deer just in the suburbs of Atlanta.
that's great. I'm gonna look their stuff up now. That's crazy.
Yeah,
We
it's
were just in Japan, and they have a whole park there where like the deer have been trained to come to this park because people feed them,
hmm
and so there's just like hundreds of deer just walking around and walking up to you and asking you for food basically. And
yeah.
if you bow to them, they'll bow back.
No
uh,
way.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually posted a video
So
of it on my Instagram. You should
yeah, I'll have to
check it
look.
out. It's but like they're smaller. They're smaller deer than
Mhm.
what you would expect here, and so I don't think they do much hunting
Yeah,
there. But
yeah. I don't know. I know there's some hunting culture in Europe, but
mhm.
and definitely some in Australia. But aside from that,
Oh
I don't really know.
yeah, Australia would be. Part of me wants to go to Australia, and the other part of me is scared of all the ways I could die in Australia. So
Yeah, I feel that.
yeah, it's but Josie and I have been talking about trying to get to New Zealand because that'd be pretty cool. So
Yeah, it'd be sick. They have turkeys in New Zealand, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, they
Yeah.
got a lot of healthy stuff there. They don't use like antibiotics or anything or grain for their animals, so you get a lot of healthy kills probably.
Yeah. They're not just poisoning their citizens.
Right. Yeah. Jeez. But
That's a different
I mean,
topic.
it is what it is. It's a fact. Like
Yeah.
it's coming to light. I would love the thing about hunting that intrigues me is, I mean, I'd have to get past the fact of actually killing something. I've never done it before, so I think the first time or first couple times would be pretty like shocking
It's
or
hard. I mean,
yeah.
I probably struggle with it more than other people.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it's never an easy thing. Like
Absolutely.
actual killing part is my least favorite part.
Right.
Like it's it's not fun.
But you take that and you process it, and you eat and you use what you can, and so that's the cool part that
Mhm.
I would like about it
Yeah.
is, completely providing for myself as a man
Mhm.
and for my family and all those things, knowing that, hey, I did this, and this is now supporting physically me and my family. I think that part is
Yeah.
incredible.
And
Uh,
it's not tainted. Like
right,
you, I mean,
right.
deer meat is some of like the most nutrient dense meat you
Hmm.
can put in your body. And
Yeah.
that it's not getting pumped with any kind of hormones. It's living a
Hmm.
wild and natural life. And yeah, it's just a lot better for you.
Absolutely. We have switched to a animal based diet. I mean, we not completely. We still eat like ice cream and stuff because we can't stop. But
I mean, not.
yeah, Haagen Dazs chocolate peanut butter ice cream is like one of the greatest things I've ever eaten. So if you haven't tried it, you should try it.
All right.
Um, but other than that, we've tried to start. We bought a quarter of a cow from a local farm
Really?
in rural Georgia, and I picked that up. The meat is so good,
Yeah.
and we go to
Yeah.
Sprouts and
Yeah.
try to buy organic bison or or venison or like just, and we try to eat the organs too. If it's
Mhm.
ground up in the ground beef, it's a little easier, but
Yeah.
a lot of people just eat like straight up raw liver, and I don't know if I can do that yet, but maybe one day.
Yeah. I like honestly, it's just serving deer heart up as like a steak is
Yeah,
honestly pretty good. I haven't tried liver yet, but
you just grill it like you would a steak.
yeah, I usually cut it up into like little tenders, kind of
Okay.
little fillets, and then
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
think it's pretty good. I mean, it's definitely kind of gamey,
Yeah.
but that doesn't really bother me as much
Right.
as it bothers Alden. Like she will definitely eat something and say that it's gamey. I'm like, oh, this tastes good to me.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, you probably, I don't know if you've ever always been that way, but it's definitely been an acquired taste. If not,
yeah,
like you just eat enough of it and you get used to it.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, but like you grew up on a coastal area, and so eating fish probably wasn't as big of a deal for you as it was for me. I had to like really seek out fish in my later years of life to start eating it
yeah.
because I didn't like it. But the more you eat, the more you get used to it.
Hmm.
So
What didn't
I
you like about it?
the fishy taste, like
Yeah,
it's just it's a different type of taste that I wasn't accustomed to. So
yeah.
it was different. But I tried swordfish one time, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like tough and fishy. Oh, can't. I was like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah, I don't think I've had swordfish, but like the ones you definitely want are grouper,
mm-hmm.
tuna,
I love
flounder
tuna.
is really good, and then oh, any kind of mackerel.
Yeah, I remember going fishing with you and your dad when we were younger, and we caught a bunch of Spanish mackerel, and then he grilled them up for us that later that night. And that was probably, and we were younger, and that was like the only time I was like, oh, this is good fish. And I think part of it was like we went out, we caught them,
Yeah,
and he cooked them for us right in front of us. So like that, the whole experience made it taste better. But yeah, man, I want to go. I want to go fishing now.
yeah. I went out this summer.
Oh, we're coming in August.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because we're going like August 20th to 30th.
Oh, first weekend. We'll be
Okay.
there. I actually already texted your parents to let them know that we were coming. So we'll try to we'll try to all get together.
Yeah, we'll get out on the boat.
That'd be sweet. I'm gonna try to play golf too at that country club.
Definitely.
So
I'll play. I love playing. I can't afford to, really.
I know, man. It's such an expensive. You talk about hunting being expensive, and I think it still is. But like
Yeah.
that's what you love. I love to golf, but I can't afford it, and so I try to find
Yeah.
cheapest ways to do it.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
yeah.
it's a tough
Hunting's
world out here.
expensive to like get all the gear that you need.
Yeah.
And after that, it's pretty much just like gas, travel, and
Hmm.
tag costs, which is still expensive. But
Yeah.
it does feel like you feel like you get your fill though, because you can go for like if you go on a hunting trip for like
Hmm.
3 or 4 days, you're just out in the woods for like 3 or 4 days, like
Yeah.
actively hunting like the entire time, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you
That's
as
true.
to like just playing around the golf in an afternoon or something.
Right.
You
That's
definitely
totally fair.
you definitely get your fill of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And if you get a kill and you have food, like
Yeah.
how long can you eat off a wild turkey?
Um, it if it was me and Alden eating a wild
Hmm.
turkey, usually breast it and either like make little turkey nuggets or turkey tenders.
Hmm.
That what we do most often is do like turkey Alfredo with broccoli. It's probably one
Hmm.
of my favorite recipes.
Hmm.
Uh, or I'll sometimes take the breast meat and I have a meat grinder. We'll just
Yeah.
grind it into turkey, and we make like quesadillas a lot
Oh,
and
nice.
nachos and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'll do that a lot. But I would say that one turkey could last like a week, probably.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Not yeah, it doesn't last a ton. So I try to get as much as I can in the spring.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
but
I've seen some pictures. You have like three or four from us, you know, in a
yeah,
week span. So like that lasts a while.
yeah. I just got back from I guess the North Carolina mountains and then West Virginia, and it was like May 1st, 2nd, and 4th. We got turkeys. It was a pretty good trip. So
Nice.
not always like that.
Right. Right. But yeah, I remember your first go round. You sold your truck. You bought
Mhm.
a creeper van. These we're getting pictures of like from our family. It's like Roy sold his truck. He's got a van now. He's gonna live in it, and I'm just like, what the heck is this guy doing? So I start following your YouTube channel and your Instagram, and you didn't you didn't get one turkey for like
Oh yeah.
almost the whole time. I felt like.
I didn't get one in Mississippi, didn't get one in Alabama, and then missed one my second day in Tennessee,
Hmm.
and finally got one the third day. But
Okay.
it was just like I mean, I was like as green as you could possibly be. Like I
Yeah.
really didn't know anything other than
Uh-huh.
like this was fun and I really wanted to learn how to do it. So I was
Yeah.
just gonna like fail until I got it right. And honestly, like that, I guarantee you, I've learned so much far quicker than most people just because I was willing to literally just waste my money pretty much
Yeah.
and fail like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times.
But look at where you're now.
Yeah, I
You know,
mean, it's definitely worth it. I don't regret a single minute of it.
if you learn something from an experience, I don't think it's a failure. I think that's actually a Kobe quote. I'm pretty sure Kobe Bryant said something along those lines. Um, and so, you go out there with the sole purpose to learn, and and if you take away something from every single step of the way, and then you didn't fail.
Yeah.
My favorite lesson you learned was that you had to put a sign in your van to let people know that you were turkey hunting because your creeper van got the police called on you. How many times?
5 times.
5 times.
5 times, all in Mississippi and Alabama. Once I made it to Tennessee, I didn't have any problems. Nobody was calling the cops on me. But in Mississippi and Alabama, like opening day of Mississippi season, I
Yeah.
went out that morning, was walking back to my van, and it had like rained just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I got back, and there was like like when the asphalt gets wet, but was a car parked there, so there was a dry spot there.
Yeah.
Like that's what I got back to, and I was like, you know, like where did my van go? And I mean, just I say luckily, but I also think this is the guy who called the cops on me.
Yeah.
Luckily, some guy like walked out to the end of his driveway, was like,
Yeah.
"Was that your van?" And I was like, "Yeah." Do you know where it went? He said, "The sheriff came and towed it away." I was like, "Well, why'd he do that?" He didn't say anything, but he offered me a ride to the tow truck or to the tow shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had to pay $200 to get my van back, and
Oh
then
my gosh.
carried on with my trip. And then after that, it was like 4 more times of like walking back to my van, a sheriff being at my van saying that there's a tow truck en route to come and tow it.
Uh-huh.
I was just like, dude, it's turkey season. Like how like why are you just so out to get the van?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. It's very obvious. Like I had food on the dash. It's very obvious somebody is using this van right now, and it's
Right.
not abandoned.
Right.
But yeah,
So did the sign help, or did they still call after the sign?
no, I haven't had it happen to me a single time since. So I
He
guess the sign helps.
I need to figure out if I can like add a picture of that into this, because it's literally just this hand scratched. I don't know if you still use the same one, but it's
Yeah, it's the
literally,
same one.
that's hilarious. You went and bought like a giant poster board and a black marker, and you just wrote "turkey hunting BRB," and
Yep.
you put it up in the window.
No problem since then. Yeah,
That's funny.
worked pretty good. It was a good
Yeah,
investment.
yeah, absolutely. That is a great investment. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And that's
So,
where my hatred for tow companies really started, was right there. Because
oh, I
I
don't
mean,
think you're the only one.
yeah, it's just like anybody can call and have a vehicle towed, and they're not responsible for paying for it, paying for the repossession, I guess, or to
Even even if you're parked in a public space, like public place.
yeah, yeah, anybody can call and
Hmm,
have it towed. So I think it's pretty messed up.
that is pretty messed up.
Yeah,
Hmm. There's a
but
jerk in our neighborhood that kind of just parks in the middle of the street sometimes
are
when
you
they
gonna
come
have them
visit
towed?
somebody. I'm gonna call him.
Nice. That's good karma there.
No, I'm just joking. I would never do that. I'm not that petty.
Yeah.
Uh, what's something you're learning recently? You've learned recently that you want to share? Could share.
Hmm. Um. I I guess I'm just like trying to figure out all of the avenues that I can
Mm-hmm.
increase revenue and
Yeah.
continue to grow, because it's like it's as a content creator, it's I mean, it's just one of those things that's like a never-ending hole of
Oh
work.
yeah.
Like you just have to keep cranking out content,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to keep the momentum until you get a subscriber base
Yeah.
uh, in my case. Like I'm just trying to figure out, until the subscriber base snowballs, how else can I continue to make this
Mm-hmm.
to provide, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm exploring all avenues. I would definitely like to get some Curl Hunts merch up at some point.
Oh,
Uh,
for sure.
and that might be a project for 2025. But I yeah, I guess I'm just trying. Um, I don't know if I have anything that I have learned that I can share.
Mm-hmm.
I am in the process of figuring out how to keep this up. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Absolutely.
I've made a ton of growth this year, and I feel like I'm just like right here to
Yeah.
to be in a comfortable position, I guess,
Yeah, absolutely. What do you
as
do in like the summer months, and like if you're not making videos?
so currently I'm talking to a lot of different people who make hunting YouTube videos
Mm,
and trying to mend those, not mend, but trying to tend to those relationships and trying to get editing jobs that I can do in the summer.
okay.
Um, but I also, when I'm home, I work at a coffee shop and
Mm,
I do like social media for the coffee shop too. So
okay.
that's, I mean, when I'm home, that's kind of my daily stream of
Mm,
revenue as I'm trying to, I guess, get get my footing in the
mm,
industry because I'm still
mm.
not quite there yet, but definitely have taken the biggest steps this year so far. So
That's
it's
awesome, man.
yeah.
That is exciting.
Hmm.
Well, I'm super happy for you. It's great that you're able to do something you love, and I know it's gonna work out for you. Can feel it, and I can't wait to get you back on later. Be like,
Yeah.
hey, man, it's been a year, 2 years. You were here the last time we talked. How's it going now?
Yeah.
What have you learned? What have you learned since then? You'll have a
Uh-huh.
better answer.
Yeah, I'll have a better answer for you then. Yeah, that's cool.
But
I'm glad that you started this podcast. That's pretty cool, man.
yeah, man, it was something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I started podcasts, and I tried to start a golf podcast with two other guys, but I mean, we're all so busy. They have two kids and
Hmm.
jobs and everything, and it was hard to schedule with them. And that may pick back up, but being able to do this on my own, and the only schedule I have to manage is mine, and then a guest at one time, or multiple guests. But like it'll be I'm in control of everything a little bit,
Hmm.
so it's low hanging fruit. We're having a conversation we haven't caught up in a while, so now we're just chatting. You're okay with me recording it, and I think that no matter who you are, someone can learn something from you. You know,
Yeah.
so and or they'll enjoy the stories and get a laugh. And if we make one person laugh because of our conversation, then we definitely won. So
Yeah. Yeah.
low
That's
hanging fruit. Hope something comes of it, but
yeah. I
we'll see.
think that's a great perspective to have for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, just
The
do it because you enjoy it, and
yeah.
I think if you keep doing that long enough, and you keep getting better and actively honing your craft, I think the right people end up seeing you. 'Cause I
Absolutely.
feel like that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
You just keep doing it and just keep doing it because you love it, getting better, and then eventually the right people will see it.
Absolutely. I'm kind of hoping. So one, I feel like this is something along these lines is a promise from God that one of these things is going to take off. I got a bunch of different things that I'm working on. Something's going to take off, whatever it is. It's going to be great. But this one I'm excited about because interviewing or talking to, not interviewing, but talking to so many different people, I hope to be able to plug into just a little bit of everyone's group, you know?
Mhm.
So you got a following, and people from your following may listen to this and like me, and then so I get one or two people now
Yeah.
from you and from so and so and things like that. So I'm excited about it. I'm really excited to just meet people. I want to be someone that I want to interact with people who want to interact with me, as long as they're nice and appropriate. If they message me or comment on my Instagram stuff, like, sure, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll talk back. I'll respond to your comments.
Hmm.
You know, I never want to be anything other than just an average guy, that someone can relate to.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
That's
that
one of
makes,
the biggest
huh?
things that one of the biggest things that I learned on,
Yeah,
I guess, my internship. Like, those guys have such a big following, and they're like, honestly, just like celebrities when they go to trade shows. It's really insane. But
yeah,
then the biggest thing that I learned is that they're literally just idiots, just like
yeah,
me.
right, right. That's
They-
what I never want to get away from that. Um, but sometimes like that makes the thing that I'm doing a little too broad. I feel like because I'm just like, hey, I'm just an average guy, just gonna talk to people. I like to play golf. I'll make videos about golf. I write code for a living, so maybe I'll write some coding videos or make some coding videos. But like, it's all over the place. But this is who I am, and I just hope that people relate to that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a broad niche.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Cast a wide net.
Hopefully, it catches something.
Yeah. You'd think.
Yeah, you think. All right, man. Where should I send people if they want to follow you? You got your YouTube channel,
YouTube channel, Curl Hunts. Instagram is Roy Holdford. And
all right.
I have a TikTok that I don't post too much, but it's also Roy Holdford. So
I saw that you're verified on Instagram now. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, that doesn't really mean much. I just like pay for extra security and get a blue check mark. So
there you go. Yeah, I was wondering.
That looks nice, you know.
Yeah, my friend is also. I'm actually talking to him on the podcast later this week. He's the media coordinator for the Hawks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he does video. Maybe not media coordinator, but he does videography and makes videos for the Atlanta Hawks.
That's awesome.
And it's pretty cool. But he has a blue check mark, and he's like, "Yeah, it was a good thing for me, so that when I people engage with me, they know I'm a real person for freelance work." So
I honestly think that it has attributed to more followers and engagement. Honestly, just because I think people they almost feel safer interacting with the blue check mark for it.
Right.
It kind of sounds weird, but
no,
it stands out to people.
Right. I've been debating doing it for my own Instagram, but I don't know if I want to spend the money right now. I only have 1,600 followers at the moment, so
yeah,
maybe one day, but we'll see.
Yeah,
dude, I really appreciate you sitting down and talking to me. It's been a good conversation. We'll catch up again. I'm excited to hear about how your growth continues to go.
Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for having me. It's been good catching up with you.
Absolutely. I'll see you in August. Now that we've got that out for everyone to know about, that we're hanging out in August. So
hey, we'll be doing some fishing in August, everybody.
Yeah, you guys come on out.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, everyone. If you're not subscribed to me, go ahead and do that. It's Phen Does Stuff on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, pretty much everywhere. This is the Phenomenal Podcast, which is a subsection of my YouTube and its own thing on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So I'll have the links for everything for Roy's channels and for my channels in descriptions. And I'm just super thankful for whoever listened to the end of this. I appreciate you all. Have a great day.
Adios.